Ja sam
Počela sam. Da, sada ću
nemam telefon.
Nisam nikada ovo koristila, vrlo interesantno. Ti si to već radio?
Šta je to?
Pa evo, vidiš. Zdravo, hi, hello everybody. Zdravo. So,
Zdraćite.
It's interesting.
Start talking, darling.
No,
It's
no,
okay.
I'm just enjoying the moment. I actually decided to do this. It's very random, and Novak is here to support me, and he's in bed. We've been having a little kind of get-togethers when we go to bed after we put the kids down, and we share how we felt through the day. And I had something to share with him, and I feel like many can benefit from his answer. And he might even actually say something really...
No pressure.
Okay, well, first of all, we're on our ski trip with our family, and both of us are skiers. However, I'm not as good as he is, so we tend to split, and he might go a bit faster than me to some more difficult slopes, and he doesn't have fear, obviously, because he was born on a mountain almost. And well, I have had an incredible week for the past 5 days. I've been skiing with so much courage, with so much passion. I felt like I was one with the mountain. You know, everything was going my way. My skis were great. My boots were great. I wasn't freezing. It was perfect. But today is the 5th day, and apparently people start falling when they are tired. And I had the very big fall today. I hit my head. I didn't know where I was after that. Luckily, I had helmet on, which saved me. Everybody were like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Is everything fine?" And the truth is, I lost myself for a second, and my face was hurting me. Everything was hurting me. And I was like, everything is fine? Is everything fine? And then after that, I just couldn't continue skiing the way I was before. And I started noticing things like other people being bad skiers. So all of a sudden I was afraid of them. I was afraid of slope. I was afraid of... Everything was so much scarier than before. I just didn't have faith anymore in my body. I was thinking my legs are giving up on me. Everything is giving up. I was afraid. Like fear, total fear. And I was thinking a lot about Novak, and I couldn't wait to find him on the slopes, because if there is one person that can share with me, how do you feel when you lose, and how do you get up? How do you summon courage when you're feeling so vulnerable and so exposed, and all of a sudden you can't really put so much faith on your body? I felt really scared, and so I asked him how he felt, and I asked him if it's okay that I share this answer with you, because really I think everybody can benefit from that. So, honey,
Hello.
I mean, it's interesting that we speak in English, but for this occasion,
we will speak in Serbian now. For anybody.
No, you're gonna.
I mean English now, but then Serbian. So, hello everyone. Welcome to our bed on the mountain. Very unusual for us to do this.
So no, I would love for you to share, to go straight to the point.
Straight to the point. Number 5, 5th day, right? 5 in the numerology is the number, so to say, or the day of change. So it doesn't surprise me that something like this happened on the 5th day, but that's for another time to talk about. I feel like I feel blessed to be on the skis. First of all, I have to share as well that I'm enjoying my time. I did grow up on the mountain with my 2 younger brothers, and of course my parents that met on the skiing slopes, and my father was a competitor actually. He was racing in skiing, He was a professional, and he was a skiing instructor. So for us to be all together here with my parents, my brothers, our kids is a dream come true. Honestly, a good quality family time. I have not seen your fall today, but you told me a lot about it, and I understand the feeling that you had afterwards of being afraid to go back to the skis, and actually when you did, you felt in a way handicapped. You didn't feel like you were comfortable on skis. You felt like you were insecure because your legs were shaking. You were questioning everything. All of a sudden, everything you have done in the first 4 or 5 days was great.
Everything I did before fell into the water. I could not ski anymore on the same slope. Like, I was skiing like a beginner.
Yeah. Well, what can I tell you about it? I mean, your question was, what do you do when you fall and kind of come back? I mean, the first thing that I can share is that, regardless of who you are or who we are, in the end of the day, what we do in life, I mean, we all fall. And as a great Michael Jordan said, I failed, and that's why I succeeded. So I think in the end of the day, that I think transcends or kind of replicates to your passions, to your relationships, to your business or profession of whatever sorts that you have. I think it's always important to question yourself why you're doing something. If you're skiing recreationally, if you're enjoying skiing, right, and that's your passion.
Yes, the sole purpose of my skiing is to enjoy and work out.
Yes.
Part of.
So you don't feel obliged in any way to go back to skis because it's not your work. It's just your hobby. It's your passion. You like to be there. You like the feeling of freedom. You like the feeling of adrenaline rush when you go down the slope. I get it.
I feel like I don't want to go out tomorrow. I don't want to ski anymore. Like I'm.
Well, that's
I'm
okay.
paralyzed.
Well, that's okay as well. I mean, in the end of the day, it's completely.
But
your
I don't want to
choice.
feel that way because I know it's normal to fall. It's just my. Like,
so you're afraid if you don't go back tomorrow, and it's our last day, and we go back to our home, and we don't ski for another year. That in a year time, when you go back to your skis, that you won't feel the same. That you will feel insecure. Is that it?
No, I think there is a part of me that doesn't want to give up. Like there is like a lot of fear in me. I'm probably from ego. Like I'm thinking I don't want to be the failure. Like I don't want to be the girl that doesn't get up. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm a mother of 2. I have lots of work to do. If I break my legs, if I break my neck, like all these things.
Well,
I can break my neck even just by walking on the street. I know that part. But like the whole idea of why am I doing this, it just doesn't.
Well, that's why that question should not go to anyone else but yourself. Like, why are you actually doing it?
So you, for instance, you think it was easier for you to get up from your from your fall. It was easier because you had a clear goal in front of you.
Of course.
And because I don't have a clear goal, that's why it's difficult for me to.
It doesn't need to be a goal. It doesn't need to be an ambition. I mean, you usually, so to say, categorize goals within your profession because it's your work, if you want to call it, and you need kind of objectives and short term, long term. You need to know where you're headed. So you know how to get there, and you strategize, and you think about it, and you approach it in a most productive, efficient way. But if you're doing something because it's your hobby and because you like it, because you enjoy it, and you stop to enjoy it while you're doing it, so that's the whole point. I mean,
so you think I will not be able to find this joy again?
No, but that's no. I don't. I'm not saying that. But my point
Unless
is...
I have a clear goal?
We talked about it. So there are people who, for example, there's this girl, I actually forgot her name, but I watched a little documentary about her about 4 years ago. and she is a very passionate surfer, and shark bit off her leg or her arm. No, sorry, her arm, right? And so when she recovered, the first thing she did, she went back on her surfboard. So she overcame her fear by facing it again. And actually, she didn't even say she was afraid. She just accepted that might happen, and that did happen. So she just went back at it, and she started enjoying it again. And, you know, they say with a car crash, the same thing, or airplane, or whatever it is, you know. God forbid that anyone goes through that. But, you know, the whole point is, you know, risk. You know, they say, well, if you're skiing, you're risking, you know, as you said, you know, you don't want to break your legs because you're a mother of two, you have things to do, and you want to be healthy, and of course, as everybody else. But, you know, risk is life in a way. I mean, when you think about it, anything can happen to you. You know, in the plane, in the car that we are using every single day, or crossing the street, or whatever it is. So if you are fueling that emotion, which is fear or insecurity or doubt, then obviously that's the outcome you're going to get. I mean, I know it's much easier said than done, by going back to the slope for you, standing on the skis again, and kind of channeling those positive affirmations and vibes, and focusing strictly on those emotions of joy and fulfillment that you feel when you're on skis. I mean, that's the whole point. If you really want to go back skiing,
no,
if you really
but
want to enjoy,
I don't want to have that feeling like today. I was like,
so then go. Because if
head,
you go, that's what you'll try.
It's still hurting me, actually. I think what I would love to understand from you is, like, the first step for you would be, like, so I, for instance, was tired, right? So in that sense, like, I should probably rest well before I go to skis again, because that will give me more control over the skis, which is a very technical sport in a way.
Well, I'm not really comfortable talking about professional skiing, because I'm not a professional skier. I can't tell you really what you want to do technically, but
you, for instance, you got injured because you were exhausted and tired as well. Your body was giving up on you because you were overworked.
Yeah.
And once you rested, once you took a time off, your body was ready to go back again to the court and do it all over again at this, more or less, you know, you were picking up your intensity.
Yeah.
So is that something?
For some people, as I said, it actually works well to go back right away. On the snow surfboard, on skis, or whatever. The next day after your crash, your accident, whatever, whenever you recover, go. For some people, it actually works. For some people, it actually doesn't work. So because the emotion of fear and insecurity is too strong, so it overwhelms everything else. So you stay, and then you wait for the moment when you feel emotionally balanced in regards to that activity, and then you just go and do it when you feel mentally ready. But of course, if you're not mentally ready, you know, physically of course as well, but mentally even more so, and emotionally, if you don't feel that you're balanced, that you're ready, that you are excited to go up there, and if those emotions are actually suppressed by your fear and doubts and everything else, then why do it? You know what I mean? Why force yourself to do something that you don't have to do? And when it comes to your work, or if we talk about that, specifically in my case with tennis, then obviously, again, I feel like we always have a choice. We can always, you know, do things that we want to do or not do them. You know, many people say we don't have a choice. We don't have a choice. I used to also think a lot, I don't have a choice in something. I just have to do it because that's my work. Well, I don't share that kind of thinking anymore. Obviously, one can say, well, it's easy for you because, you know, you're number one in the world. You accomplished all your, childhood dreams, and, you know, you're financially stable and you're fulfilled. So why, you know, of course you don't bother yourself now. You can stop any day and say, well, I'm fine. But I just feel like some amazing things and some amazing, inspiring stories have happened with people that just kind of force themselves, in an energy of acceptance and an energy of understanding, of opening up, of freeing themselves when they left some work that they were doing, and then they went and they started something new. Their whole life changed. So I just feel maybe we're going deep into philosophy now, but my whole point is, you have to be your own coach in a way, and of course we all need people's guidance and advices that can help direct us in a certain direction, but we need to rely on ourselves and be independent in our character building, in our emotional and spiritual development, in our attainment. We just need to find that inner force and understand that we hold the power of our life in our hands. And then once you actually not just think like that, but you also act like that and you feel that way, that's actually how it is. And then you transfer that into your life, and then all of a sudden everything that you have visualized and thought of manifests directly into everything that you want in private or
way
professional
you
life.
answer to the question.
Yeah.
Simple question. I
actually answered simple to your question, but then you want to go deeper. So here you are.
I really appreciate your answer, and I always
Spasibo.
know that it's very deep and very.
Thank you very much. Now we're gonna probably come up with a shorter version in Serbian.
Yeah, no. Is there anyone who has a question, similar question, maybe that we can kind of shortly answer to? I will end this live and start the one in Serbian, so that others can join. It's really nice of you that everybody's commenting and sharing their thoughts. Thank you. We will end this live and just do a little short one in Serbian. Thank you.
By the way, 1 second. Guys, read books from Omram Ivanhov. This is one of them, New Earth.
Okay.
Very good. By you. Very good. Fantastic.
Thank you, everybody.